This is the chapter 8 of class 11th biology, the cell, the unit of life. All the living beings are made up of the cell. Cell is of two types, prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell is undeveloped cell and the eukaryotic cell is a completely developed cell who has the completely developed nucleus and as well as the double membranous organelles. Eukaryotic cell is also of two types, plant cell and animal cell. And here is the diagram of a plant cell. A plant cell consists of some major parts which you can see here. Basically, a cell is of hexagonal in shape. First is cell envelope. Cell envelope contains the inner membrane is cell membrane. After that, the outer membrane is known as cell wall. And there is junction between two cells which is known as cementing material, middle lamella. The whole envelope contains some pores. These pores are known as plasmodesmata, facilitates the interconnection between two cells. And inside the cell, the liquid of the cell is known as cytoplasm. Cytoplasm contains some microorganelles which is known as ribosome, lysosomes and peroxisomes. Or on the other hand, the central part of the cell is known as nucleus. Nucleus is a circular structure which contains inside the liquid is known as nucleoplasm. And the chromatin material thread-like structure is present over here is known as chromatin material which contains the DNA of the cell. And there is another circular structure found inside the nucleus is known as nucleolus. The outer membrane of the nucleus is made up of two membrane, outer nuclear membrane and inner nuclear membrane, which is a discontinuous membrane which contains some pores are known as nuclear pore. And the outer membrane of the nucleus makes some tubular tubes-like structure outside the nucleus and make a network-like structure. That complete network is known as endoplasmic reticulum, which is just the outgrowth of the outer membrane of the nucleus. And there is a folded tubes are present over here near the nucleus. These folded structures are known as Golgi bodies. There is a large central cell organelle is present which is known as vacuole. It is a pouch-like structure found inside the cells which contains some which stores the water, the sap of the cell and also the waste material of the cell. Now some organelles are known as chloroplast which helps in the photosynthesis for the cell, and the mitochondria is also present over here which helps in the production of the ATP energy. So this is the diagram of plant cell. This is the internal structure of cell membrane of any cell. This model is given by the Sankar and Nicholson in 1950. Model name is fluid mosaic model. So according to the Sankar and Nicholson, they told us that cell membrane is made up of phospholipid and protein. So there is a chain of phospholipids, a bilayer of phospholipid, one layer of phospholipid and a two layer of phospholipid. So in this layer of phospholipids, proteins are found embedded. So proteins are of two types. The proteins which are found inside the layer is known as integral protein, and the proteins which are found outside the layer is known as peripheral protein. Here you can see the structure of a phospholipid. One phospholipid attached to the two chains of lipids. The phosphate is known as head and the chain of lipids is known as tail. The head portion is hydrophilic and the tail portion is hydrophobic. It means that, as you can see here, that portion does not allow the entry of water because the particular this part is hydrophobic and the outer part is hydrophilic. So water only can come here, but this side water will not able to transport. So for this purpose, there are some protein molecules which contains protein channel. So these protein channels allow the entry of water molecules towards the cell. Only from these protein channels material can transport inside the cell. Transport of material through the cell membrane takes place by two methods, active transport and passive transport. That is why the cell membrane is known as semi-permeable membrane. Active transport acts against to the concentration gradient rule. So if you want to transport some material against the concentration gradient, active transport will help there. It used ATPs for the transport of the material, and the movement of the material takes place through the sodium potassium pump. Second is passive transport. It is a slow movement of the material and it does not use any energy. There are two methods of the passive transport: osmosis and the diffusion. So by these methods, material transport takes place through the cell membrane.